This bridge at Lee Cross, north of Cristo, carried the Exeter Railway, which started at the terminus of the Teign Valley Railway at Teign House Sidings and ran 7 miles and 35 chains from here to just south of Exeter St Thomas Station. In the original plans for the line, there was to be a junction here and an 8-mile-long branch line to Chagford, which would have crossed the road at around this point. The route was granted royal assent in Parliament in 1894 and was to follow the River Teign to the ancient Stannery town. This was in fact the latest in a series of plans to bring railways through here. The first came in the 1840s, then there were several more Acts of Parliament granted in 1864, 1866 and finally in 1878. It was hoped that the line would revitalise the mineral industry in the valley that had long suffered from the cost of transporting its products to market. The route ran south of the village of Dunsford on the other side of the river from here. It then ran through the wood and finally crossed the road again at Steps Bridge. From the start there were problems raising the necessary money, but the first turf was cut near Elphington in November 1894. The Great Western Railway said it wouldn't operate the line because it would be in competition with its bus service from Moreton Hampstead to Chagford, established in the 1870s. From Steps Bridge the line ran next to the river by Clifford Bridge to reach Fingal Bridge, where there was to be a station somewhere around here. Incidentally, we're now joining the route of an earlier scheme conceived in 1879 to reach Chagford from Exeter. That line would have come down the Fingal River Valley from the south of Cheriton Bishop. We're now entering the National Trust's Castle Drogo estate, and perhaps the most interesting part of our story. Electricity for this stately home was originally generated by turbines powered by the River Teign. This Grade 2 listed building dates from 1929 and houses 2 generators. They've been recently restored, but did the idea of using hydroelectric power come from a revolutionary scheme dreamt up 30 years earlier by the company behind the Chagford branch line? They'd come up with a plan to run their trains using electricity generated from the fast-flowing river water. They wanted to spare the scenic river valley the smoke and noise of traditional steam engines. It was also hoped that the novelty of riding on an electrically powered railway would attract passengers. The owners of the railway even had talks with the company making electric tramcars. But despite these ambitious ideas, local people failed to invest anything like the amount of money needed for the project. The proposed railway would have left the Teign Gorge and followed the river to Dogmarsh Bridge. Here the line would have crossed the road to Widden Down, before reaching the terminus station at Chagford, which was built in a field between Teign Marsh and Cross Park, around half a mile from the town centre and a few hundred yards south-east of Rushford Bridge. Plans for a line along the Teign Valley were finally abandoned in March 1898, and now passengers wanting to reach Exeter have to travel in by bus.